Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time of day you're choosing to watch this video. Thank you for being here. I'm Jacob Avillion. I'm joined, as always, of course, by Brayden McClellan. There's a Dirk in the background.
There
He's
is.
hiding
Well,
now, but he had his head
he's
poking
right,
out.
but he's like directly behind the
And
chair.
we are recording on a Tuesday evening. It is
Mm-hmm.
9:56 Eastern Time in the PM. So there was a hurricane. There was
Yep.
it was a Cat 5 at one point, actually. Nasty little hurricane. His name was Beryl, which I will continue to say, why the fuck are they giving these hurricanes these candy ass names and like expecting people to prepare accordingly? I'm not afraid of somebody named fucking Beryl.
Yeah, I thought it was a weird name.
Respectfully. Um, I don't even know if that's a man's name or a woman's name. I don't know what Beryl's supposed to be. It might be gender neutral.
I thought
Non-binary
hurricanes
Beryl.
were always like female names.
We had Harvey. We had what do you call it? We've had male names. We had Ian a couple of years ago. Like I was I was an Ian. Um, we've had male. They're male names too. I think there's a science behind naming them like male names and female
I
names.
do think
like,
there's something
traditionally.
behind that.
I think there's a
I'm
reason
gonna look
for
at
it,
it.
but I don't remember what that is. But anywho, yeah. So the hurricane was supposed to just cut right through Mexico, but it did this little right turn, went back like up the Gulf, and actually hit Texas. So Brayden didn't have Wi-Fi until like an hour ago. So right as I was about to take a shower, so he has Wi-Fi now. Here we are. We tried recording on his phone earlier, and it just wasn't gonna work. So good news. He's back. We're here. He's got the Barbenheimer on. I got the legalized dueling on. So
Based on the reason that they were named after girls, from what I looked up, I think they probably stopped doing just that.
okay. So they
Uh,
used
a
to do that at some
hurricane,
point.
a hurricane was said to be as unpredictable as a woman, so they began to officially name the
Uh,
storms using girls'
yeah,
names.
I think it's
I
probably
bet they
good that they.
probably pulled
I
that.
think it's good they probably changed that. Um, let's see. But yeah, anywho, we're here. Brayden, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty solid. Let's see. What's been going on? You know what? I forgot. I had like a driving incident that I got in the group chat and talked about, and I was going to mention on the pod, and I don't think I ever did
I don't think you did either, but I don't remember what it was. Well, because you
because I
didn't
didn't.
tell
I
me.
didn't
Because
get
you
too
were. Yeah,
specific.
that's
Yeah.
right. Because you were gonna wait for the pod. Shit, I think
So
you're right.
before we do anything, I do have a drink here.
You do have
It's
a
a little
drink.
different today.
What you got on?
This
Oh hell yeah!
big ass Mexican Pepsi
That's what I'm
from
talking
Las
about.
Palapas.
Shout out Las Palapas. I miss it.
So let's go ahead and open it because I'm thirsty. Not quite the pop. I don't even know if it picked up properly.
A little bit. I heard a little.
A little bit. Okay.
little-
Yeah, not quite. Not the can. You know, it's not a
No,
can.
but you know you don't expect it to be either. Like you know you're not expecting it to hold it next to the can. It's just its own thing, and that looks good. That looks mighty tasty. I got water on deck. Unfortunately, I did
It's
not have
hitting.
a Dr Pepper with me as I drank one earlier. We actually did. We still did ASMR Dr Pepper when we tried recording earlier. So
Yes.
I already drank mine. He already drank one too. So I just got water. I got water on deck.
Yeah. But anyway, so what was happening? I'll describe where this was because maybe you know the area since you've lived in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
It was where 90 and like 1604 kind of meet.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like the access road. You can get off 90 and like turn onto 1604.
Yeah. I never like
That's where
really
this-
drove in San Antonio much, but I like remember the street names. So
But anyways, so I'm on like the far right lane, and this big like box truck
yeah.
is getting off the highway, and instead of doing like individual lane changes, he just fucking through all the lanes,
Yeah.
causing me to have to like slam
Incredible.
on my brakes to not crash into him.
I actually have a car story when you're done. Now that you just reminded me.
Then, when you actually turn on to 1604, there's like two lanes that turn onto it. One, the far right lane, you have to turn into the other far right lane. And then the other lane that you can turn into either the middle or the far left lane.
Yeah.
He was in the far right lane that you have to turn into the far right lane. I was in the middle lane, was going to turn into the middle lane. He turned from that far right lane into the middle lane, going across where he's supposed to be turning. So it causes me to have to bounce all the way out to the far left lane, almost having us crash again.
Yeah.
And as I pass him, he flips me off.
Incredible.
I just
Incredible. Those are the
my
best.
deadass.
Those
My
are the
reaction
best.
was just I just was like, I fucking just kept driving. I was no ounce of me was mad. I was just confused.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck me.
The fuck did I
You
do?
wanna fuck me?
Yeah. All right. Oil up, motherfucker. Let's go.
It's just
All right.
like I was just like it was kind of sweet not being mad because I was just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
No, I get it.
Yeah. That let's see. Um I hate because my family, my sister and her baby were in town for 4th of July, had a good 4th of July. And then I think either the next day or the day after, we played Mario Party. Me, my two sisters, and my dad. I fucking hate playing that game with my father. He is so annoying because what he like is pessimistic the whole time, and he's like, not gonna win. This is gonna happen. Look, he's gonna get the star. Oh, blah 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 blah. No, I'm not gonna get it. This is gonna happen for her. Oh, lose a mini game. Yeah, I bet I'm going to. He does that the whole fucking game. So pessimistic, and I'm like, Dad, this game is crazy. It's built on like just anything can happen. It's getting annoying. Please stop talking like that. He keeps talking like that, and then of course he wins. And I was just I was upset the whole time of just like how he was talking, and I kept telling him I was like, even when he had like the most stars, he was still talking like that. And I was like, please stop.
Yeah.
And then I was very visibly annoyed by this when he and it didn't help when he won. Obviously, I didn't care if I lost, but just him winning after talking like that the whole game was really annoying.
Yeah.
And then I was very visibly annoyed, and my older sister was like, "You're a sore loser," and I was like, "That's not it." And my dad was like, "It's because of how I was talking," and I was like, "Yep."
Okay. Well, at least.
And then my older sister was like, "You talk the same way," and I was like, "No, I don't," because I wasn't. I think I know what she's. Either she wasn't listening to what my complaint was. I don't know what it was, but I was like, "No, I don't." And she just not pessimistically, condescendingly is just like, "Okay." That's literally what she did, and I like, ooh, I almost wanted to. I was like, "Ooh, ooh." Nobody pisses me off more than my oldest. Well, but besides my dad, my older sister. She just did that. It was so annoying, and I was like, because I think what she was getting at, anytime he would say something pessimistic, like that, I'd be like, I would tell him like that this doesn't matter. Like this game is crazy. Anything can happen. I kept being like, no, like this could happen because of this. Like I just know I don't want to be. I don't want to sound like. I don't want to sound however, but I'm like I do know this game more.
Yeah.
I know how it works a little more. I'm like all these different things could happen, and it's just like, and she's like, okay, and I was like, you mother.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I was trying to make Mario Party like a thing we do in the family every now and then. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna try that anymore.
Fair enough. I don't blame you.
Let's see. I feel like that's pretty much everything for me.
Gotcha.
But I'll send this off to you with the one final thing, our daily girl boss affirmation.
Affirmations. Let's get it done.
All right. Without anger and without righteous indignation and without the deep, relentless demand for change, my feminism, your feminism, everyone's feminism will fail. Flavia Zodan.
I think that's fair.
Right. You can't let up.
Right. I mean, that's like when has change ever been made by just complete passive approach? Just like, I'm gonna like there are countries where like you'll get arrested for creating a disturbance for protesting. It's like, what the fuck do you think of like? Oh yeah, we think like no, protests are illegal here. You just can't get too loud about it. It's like, well, that's not a fucking protest. That's not how that works. But yeah, no, she was cooking. She was cooking. If you want to make change, you gotta make yourself heard. So that's step number one. If you want them to listen, you gotta make yourself heard. So I think she was cooking. But My car story that you just reminded me of. I follow this guy on Instagram who lives in my area who does dash cam videos,
Hmm.
and I recognize almost all the roads that this shit regularly happens on, and this shit happens to me too, so I get it. But there was. I went over to my friend's house on Saturday. We were watching. I think I talked about it last week. We were watching Transformers.
Hmm.
We watched the first three films. I'll talk about that later. But I had a good time with bro though. But on my way there, he lives on this street that showed up in the video that I had like 15 minutes before I left the apartment. This guy posted a video of something that happened like on this street, and I was like, "Shit, I'm heading there now. I hope nothing happens to me." Nope. Got off the highway onto that road right as I get off the so there's a truck. Okay, so it's like a double exit lane getting off the highway to get on this road, and then those two lanes turn into four more lanes. So now the left lane, you've got two left lanes, and now you've got two right turn lanes. I was in the leftmost right turn lane. This truck was in the far right turn lane. This truck had to turn left at the very next intersection. So for some reason, he's in the rightmost turn lane. I have no idea why the fuck he thinks that's a good idea, but that's what he did. And I'm in the one next to his left, and we both turn onto the road. He doesn't even look to see if I'm there. Starts turning, realizes I'm there, and goes like corrects himself really quickly. But it's just like, bro, first of all, your process is terrible. Like, why the fuck did you think it was a good idea to get in this lane? Second of all, why ain't you looking? I'm in a big ass vehicle. I'm in a Suzuki XL7. I'm in an SUV. It's not like you can't fucking see me. Like, you can see me if your eyes are open. But bro just didn't look. He just with reckless abandon tried going. And thankfully he caught himself. But yeah. So sure enough, I had just watched somebody almost get hit on this road and thought, oh shit, I'm about to go there. And then I almost got hit on the same road about half an hour later. So
You accidentally manifested it.
yep, accidentally manifested myself almost getting hit on the same road. So that was cool. Um, I got dumped like just a few hours after we got done recording the last episode, actually.
Yeah, I had a thought because I was like, because you had mentioned the relationship in the video, and I was like, damn, just talked about your relationship.
Right, and I was saying good things about it too, which is what pissed me off. Like,
You were like, oh, I just bragged about you to the pod.
That's what like literally 2 hours before she called me, and that's what really pissed me off is that she called me. She couldn't have driven over a damn half an hour. Like, I don't know. That really upset me. But like, I get why she felt the need to do it. If that's what she felt she needed, you do what you got to do. But I hated the way she handled it, and yeah, but it is what it is. All you can do is keep it pushing. Love given is never love wasted at the end of the day. I'm happy I could have, at least for a time, made that kind of impact in somebody's life. And, you know, is what it is. Someday it won't be temporary. And, until then, I'm going to live like I've already died once and came back to life because after pleading with God, like, hey, I would like to get my heart broken actually many more times because I want to feel something. And
I might be good off that. I might be good off that one. There's other stuff.
I don't know.
Being stuck in traffic.
That's the
listening to music.
Yeah.
I'll go through that again.
I do that every day going home from work. I fucking love it. Especially after a tough day. There's some songs I'm gonna put like this last couple of days. The songs I've been putting on the way home from work. That's therapy. Like I'll be sitting in the car after I'm done getting home and let the song play out, like whatever. That's self-care.
I try to get home. I need to get home as soon as fucking possible. I need to take a quick little shower.
I'm with you. But then if I'm really into the song, I will sit in the parking lot for an extra minute and just wait. Yeah, even though it's hot outside. I'll wait.
Sometimes I push it on how early I can leave from work. Supposed to leave at 3:15. I have left at like 2:45. I'm like, ain't nobody looking, ain't nobody here. I'm dipping. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Fair enough.
Beat the traffic.
Fair enough.
Because my mind is just like, it's getting like I love making YouTube videos. Like I really like I just fucking I've genuinely just fallen so much in love with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta go home and write a script about Transformers video games. Like I gotta get to this shit, dude. Or it's like I gotta go. I'm almost done with my Gen 6, which I just finished before we started recording. I was like, I gotta go home. I gotta finish my fucking Gen 6 Pokemon video, dude. That series is kind of hitting on the channel. Yeah. I need the next one.
What do you call it? Oh yeah. At work we leave at 3:30, right? You are not allowed to leave at 3:29. You are not allowed to leave early at all if you get to work, or even if you get to work early, you have to leave at 3:30. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I punch in at 5:59, I have absolutely no qualms about leaving at 3:29. I was on the clock for 9 hours. That's fine with me. You know, like, I'm good. I'll take it. So,
Yeah.
you know, they say it, but like, I'm not gonna get a write up for clocking out a minute early if I clock in a minute early. Like, go fuck yourself. That ain't gonna happen. So I normally clock out even if a couple minutes late. Like, I normally clock out at like 3:32 or whatever, regardless, almost every day. Even when I get there a little earlier, like at 6, I'm staying until 3:32 ish is when on average when I punch out. So I don't care. If I punch out at 3:29 once every 2 months, who's gonna say anything? I'm not gonna get written up for it. It don't matter. They're gonna find this podcast episode, and I'm gonna get a termination notice.
I think about this. I thought about the pod today because I was like, I work for the government, and I was like, I doubt because of what I don't really do anything serious. I was like, they probably didn't look too hard into me. I doubt they found this pod, but I was like, yo, this pod is super easy to find if they ever did.
They're not watching, like, you know, hours upon hours upon hours of just two dudes talking. Like, they're gonna skim through an episode and be like, they're just talking ball, whatever. Let them go.
Not for what I do, but I think if I was going for, like, I was thinking about if I had to get like genuine security clearance. I'm like, they wouldn't find anything to like not give it to me, but they'd be like, they'd go through that one episode and just be like, he doesn't need to share with the world that he can't stop touching himself. He didn't need to. He could have kept that one to himself.
I was thinking the same thing in terms of like if I ever had to get clearance for work, which I would have had I gotten that last promotion. If I get this upcoming one, I probably won't have to get clearance. But I was thinking that same thing about like you know, if I have to get security clearance, they're gonna find these videos and they're gonna watch them and they're gonna be like, okay, I guess he doesn't seem like a security risk, but man, this guy is he a chaser? Why does he keep talking about trans women? And I definitely have like I said, like 90+% conservatives at work. I work in the defense industry. Like, of course, it's mostly conservative. So especially our head of security, like, you can take one look at bro, and if you're watching this, hi, it's good to hear from you. It's like, you can take one look at bro and be like, yeah, he votes right politically. Like, it's okay. Like, I got a ton of guys at work where you take one look at him and I'm like, yep, I know what you are. Like, pretty easy to diagnose most of the time.
I know what you're.
It's pretty easy to diagnose most of the time just based on vibes who somebody votes for. Not always, but like, you know.
It's really funny either way when they vote the opposite way of what you would expect.
It's fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. If you see a guy with like just domestic abuse written all over him, right? Like, you take one look at a guy and be like, yeah, I don't trust you in the slightest, and then like they vote left politically, you're like, wait a second. And then if you see like some blue hair, fucking, you know.
I was just thinking about like two really flamboyant men just kissing while wearing MAGA hats.
I'm sure there's many.
I don't know why I went there.
Oh,
I don't know why. That's
two guys kissing.
Two guys don't know why my brain America.
Went there. Yeah, it must be. Yeah. So y'all, I'm gonna be honest. We don't really have much planned for this one. We're just kind of rolling this shit. So
next week
though, we got something fun planned next week.
I'm done.
I'm not done. I've got my idea cooking though.
I'm done. I got an artist off Fiverr. I'm gonna spoil this part. It's 2 stages.
2 stages.
I got stage 1 back fully done, and I got like the mock-up for stage 2 that I really liked. So he's just gonna finish that up. I'll probably get it tomorrow. He's been pretty quick. But I'm not gonna recommend this artist to you because I shouldn't have paid what I paid.
Did you pay too much?
Yeah, I paid too much.
Oh. But it's gonna look real good though.
I'll let you find somebody, or like I said, I'll just pay for.
No, I don't.
Whatever, because it's my idea.
Cool. I'll figure something out. But speaking of, like, I gotta talk to you about something after we're done in regards to my type combination, because I saw somebody point this out of like, I can't believe X Pokemon didn't get a type change when Fairy type was introduced. Oh, spoiler alert!
I've seen a lot of those,
and I was like, oh my god, you're right. How in the fuck, like, there is like in terms of my type combination, like there is absolutely a Pokemon that like regardless of it already having a unique type combination, should have been changed.
Is it possibly like a starter?
It's not a starter.
Oh, okay, because I think for your type combo, there's a starter that's like this one probably should have been this other one.
Well, yeah, but that one was also in the same generation that type. If you're talking about who I think you're talking about.
That is the
yeah,
gen.
That's what I'm saying.
Gen 6 is when Fairy came out, right?
Yeah. So if you're talking about who I think you're talking about for type combinations,
yes.
Yeah, I think I like I don't know.
Which would have made even more sense.
I think so. They should. I feel like you should have a fairy type starter Pokemon in the gen where you introduce fairies.
Especially when you have one that's like literally perfect for secondary typing of that.
Yeah. Well,
but anyways,
funny enough, there's another Pokemon with that typing that I really think should have had a change, but we'll talk about that later. But anywho, I've probably spoiled enough already with my type combination.
Also, I'll also spoil this. Mine changes type when it evolves.
Okay.
I actually did 2 birds with 1 stone.
It's 2 new type combinations.
It is.
Nice. It's
badass. 2 birds with 1 stone.
That's badass.
But fuck, dude, I love the way it looks.
No,
I see.
I hear
you. But yeah, I'm excited for.
It's a fun concept.
There we go. But yeah, dude, I'm looking at him right now. Put my fucking dog in, bro. Put my boy in the game.
Put my boy in the game.
Because I also, he's got a signature ability, I think is what I gave him too. But I mean, we're spoiling without spoiling, but I'm excited.
I'm excited. Not to jump ahead, not to jump around here, because I don't necessarily want to do what we're on right now, but I do kind of want to talk about this thing I've been doing, because I did just start playing Elden Ring last night, and
this is fine to talk about because it will open up a question I actually have for you.
A question you have for me.
A question I have for you because and then I can talk about
something earlier today.
My stream schedule.
Is it alluding to what we talked about earlier today? So we discussed something earlier today. Well, you said you wanted to do something, and I said that's not a bad idea. I might want to do that too. Is it in regards to that?
No.
Okay.
It's like separate. It has more to do with what that conversation sparked in my mind that I shared with.
Okay.
Should I just jump to it?
Yeah, you can go ahead and ask that first.
I was gonna ask because we haven't streamed Pokemon in forever.
That's where I thought you were.
So I was gonna ask.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
I was gonna ask if you wanted to start up again.
We gotta.
And I think we gotta like set a day.
Yeah.
Personally, I was thinking Thursday.
I was also thinking Thursday, so I'm glad as soon as you said that, I thought Thursday.
Because then I already have like my stream schedule set. Right. I'm gonna stream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Weevault. Thursday will now can be the Pokemon Nuzlocke once again.
Yep.
Then Friday, back to the Weevault. Saturday will be Spider-Man as I play through all those games.
Yep.
And then Sunday, Souls Sunday.
Souls Sunday.
I will start playing through all the Souls games. I think Dark Souls 1 is on the Switch.
The first Souls game is Demon's Souls. If you want to start them in order, Demon's Souls came out first. It got a remaster a couple of years ago. I think 2019 or 2020. It was like when the PS5 launched, Demon's Souls launched with it. The remaster did, but that is the first Souls game if you want to do them in order.
That's the first Soul. It's not just like Dark Souls?
Demon's Souls came before Dark Souls. So that was like the precursor. Wow. You had, so in order, I think in release order it was Demon's Souls, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2. I think Bloodborne came out before Dark Souls 3. And then it was Dark Souls 3. And then it was Sekiro. And then it was Elden Ring. So I've been playing Elden Ring. And... what do you call it? I beat Margit last night. Like I in like a little less than 5 hours. I grinded quite a bit. I started with the samurai class, and you start with a weapon called the Uchigatana, and there is a second Uchigatana that you can find in the starting area. So I had two of them that I had upgraded both to +3 when I went to go fight Margit, and then it only took me 4 attempts. And one of those attempts, attempt number 2, I rolled right off the bridge before I even swung at him once, because I was trying to dodge his fucking jump attack that he does. But anywho, I have one complaint about the boss fights in this game, and it's not just one boss that does this; it's all of them. The delays on their attacks are fucking insane, and normally, like I think Dark Souls 3 introduced this a little bit. Like they had some delays there, um, but in Elden Ring, it is every boss. No boss attacks when you expect them to. You really have to unlearn your instinct of like I need to dodge at the apex of their attack because they will hold it here for like 3 seconds, and then they'll have it here, and then they'll strike or so, and sometimes the delay is way slower than you think it is, but it feels like because I started fighting Godric, who is like the second main boss. After you fight Margit, the next boss you'd fight is Godric. I started fighting Godric, and even that I think Godric's technically the first main boss because I think somehow Margit is optional, at least the first time. I don't know how that quite. He's a recurring boss, I think. I don't know quite how it works. I haven't played the game long enough to find out, but the first like big boy boss in terms of the story, I think, is technically, um, um, what the fuck did I? Godric. That's his name. And I tried I think 3 attempts at Godric and realized I'm just not. I'm not good enough yet. I gotta upgrade some more first. So, currently farming some more weapons. I actually had somebody invade my game, and when I killed him, he dropped a weapon that does cause bleeding damage, and I am doing a bleed build, and this is now my first weapon that actually causes bleeding damage, so I upgraded my arcane stat enough to where I can use it, and now I'm like level 30-ish or so, maybe a little higher than that, and I now have a weapon that actually causes bleed damage, so I am excited to get back to Godric at some point, probably tomorrow. I'll probably try again tomorrow, but in general, man, just that fight's tough. His attacks in particular are super, like some of them he just holds them for so long, and it's so annoying because you expect him to strike, as soon as he cocks it back all the way. No, you have time to dodge like 4 times between him cocking it back all the way versus it actually getting to you, and it's annoying because then like they'll delay the first strike, but then the next strike is like as swiftly followed up as physically possible, and it's really tough to crack down. Sometimes once you do, it's not so bad, and I think in general it's something you probably have to get a feel for in the game. But it's like it's not just some bosses; it's almost all of them, and like that feels a bit not great at times. But for the most part, the game's very fun. I'm having a good time. The lore's really cool. The world is really cool. I've done a lot of exploring, and I've found some more cool shit. So, I'm having fun. Like an Elden Ring so far.
Sick.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I'm ready to cut deep.
I'm ready.
If you are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's cut deep. We'll start with the icebreaker. What scent reminds you of home? I don't have a good nose, so I don't know. Because you go with nose blind to what's at your house usually. So
I suppose, but I think for me personally, this is I think of cooking, and
for sure.
I'm thinking of I think of candles. You just very seductively licked the edge of that bottle.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Anywho, I don't know. Sometimes I think of candles. My mom has always had candles. She, loves buying different candle scents. So it's not one scent in particular. It's just walking into her house and smelling especially around Christmas time where it smells like baked goods in there, even if she hasn't made cookies, which sometimes she has. So sometimes there's fresh baked cookies and a candle that smells like fresh baked cookies. So I'm just getting double cookies as soon as I walk in the door. That's a great feeling, And so probably some kind of like brownies or cookies or dinner, whatever mom's cooking. Probably smells like home.
I'll probably just go with like dog, just the smell of dogs.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, my cat's not around, I don't think. But
I mean, look at he's snoozing.
he is slumped.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's actually usually here when we record. He's just usually
Under the bed.
under
or,
here
Yeah.
and not visible.
No, sometimes he's at your feet.
This
but
is-
like he's always out of frame.
Yeah. This is pretty rare,
Yeah, I think so.
seeing him in frame. Let's see.
Yeah.
Deep.
Deep.
Be able to change the past or see into the future. Why? Wouldn't want either.
I was just gonna say, I don't think I like if I.
Anytime we get questions like this, me and you were both like, oh,
I don't want that kind of power. I don't want that kind of responsibility. Like, if you're looking at changing the past, like how do you know you're not gonna fuck everything else up? And even if everything
You
is
don't.
better in your life because you've changed it, how do you know you didn't fuck somebody else over or everybody else over for that matter? Like, there's so much shit that is going to change for somebody years down the line because of some small action like taken today, and you just have no idea. You know, like butterfly effect's fucking insane, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I certainly wouldn't want to change anything because that could cause issues. But I also wouldn't want to see into the future because then I'd just get
Right.
anxiety about it. You know what I
How
mean?
tunnel vision can I go when I just, like look into the future? Like how specific of a thing?
That and also, is it subject to change now that I've seen it, or is it destined to happen? Because I mean, ideally the future is always in motion, right? If you think about it, but also,
Yeah.
what if trying to prevent it is what causes that to happen in the first place? Like, I don't want to have to think about that shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that be.
Yeah. Yeah. Neither.
Yeah, fuck you.
We'll just leave it
If
there.
I
Yeah,
had
we
to
always
do
kind
one,
of.
I guess see into the future, but that like if I had like gun to my head, I had to do it. It'd be that one. But no,
I guess I would go with be able to change the past, and like I just wouldn't. But like, if I had to even do anything, I just feel like I know you just talked about butterfly effect, but I bet I could find something minuscule enough.
right.
Like, oh, I just fucking gave a squirrel
Yeah.
this nut, and it was able to eat.
Yeah. My only issue with like changing the past would be like I know if I had that ability, I'd want to use it. Like I'm saying no now, but if I had it and something awful happened to me and I could trace it back to one particular event, I'd be like, "Fuck you, buddy. You're not happy." Like, you know what I mean? So, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Hard pass.
Deeper. What are your parents' or family's opinions about having kids? Like in regards to us, because my parents already had kids.
I was gonna say, but probably in regards to us.
My father specifically would be outright disappointed if I didn't have any.
Both my parents would be cool if I didn't, but they both know that I do want them, and they're both very glad that I do want them. Like I think my mom especially, like she's, I know she's gonna feel old when she has grandkids, but I know she's gonna love the fuck out of her grandkids.
Right.
So,
Oh, my grandma was in town and was seeing me and my sister drink, and she was like, "Oh fuck." But what was I gonna say? Oh, right now I think my parents are under the assumption, or they might think I don't want kids
really?
because my younger sister does not,
Okay.
and she makes the joke about my older sister who has a kid being it in terms of them getting grandkids. And I just laugh because I find it funny. Because my sister makes the joke because she doesn't want any, and I don't get any, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I just laugh at the joke and I just let it go on. And like, they think I don't want kids. And I'm not going to fight them on that perception because I don't care too much for them being particularly involved in my kid's life. Not that I wouldn't let them see them or anything to that extreme, but...
Right.
Oh, you only see him for Christmas? Ah.
Yeah, the way life is going, like I don't envision myself living in the same state as both my parents live in Florida. I don't envision myself living here for forever. In fact, I didn't even told
Come
you
back,
about.
brother.
I was just gonna say I didn't even told you about this, but right after we broke up, I'm like, bro, what's fucking keeping me here? Like, yes, my mother's 45 minutes away. I love having easy access to my mother. I love any weekend I want to being able to go see my mom and my sister because I love them both to death. However, I really fucking miss my friends. I have like 2 guys here that I can go to with regularity that I
This
know
shouldn't
will
be all that
hold me
matters, but
down.
like in-person pod would go crazy.
Oh my god, yeah. I had that thought today. Because I was talking to my friends about moving back, and I was like, dog, if I live like within like 10 minutes of Brayden or whatever, we could just do the pod in person every
Dude,
week.
you could be. I would be willing to drive. We would change the day to like a non-work day, or
I would drive like
we don't
half
work
an
the day
hour,
stay.
45 minutes, whatever, an hour if we really needed to just do it
I
in
was gonna say,
person.
dude, I was minimum thinking like I'd be down to drive like an hour.
Yeah, just once a week. As long as I got the money for it, I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking in-person pod, brother.
Yeah.
And like, let's say, I think this time next year I'm gonna have my own house,
Yeah.
and then that's gonna and if it's like 2 bed, whatever it is, one of the bedrooms is getting turned into a fucking like studio, like
Yeah.
at home little studio. So we'd have a spot. But anyways,
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, I fucking obviously I've let it be. I mean, I'm gonna be very vocal about it. Would love for you to be here.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Not just for the pod. Obviously, I mean the pod would be fucking sick.
It'll take 11 months, except to the day. Today is July 9th. My lease expires on June 9th. But, yeah, 11 months to the day. But, I mean, I'll hopefully have some money saved in that time frame. I mean, I'd imagine I would. If I get that promotion, should be really fucking easy to. But we shall see. But,
So
yeah.
what, like with your job, like what would you if you did decide to move back here, like what would you do?
I'd just probably do the same thing as long as I could find the work. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd look for a job in the same field. Just try to, especially if I do get promoted to inspector before I move. I'll have X months of inspection experience coming with me, plus my certifications. So that's good.
Just I want you.
Yeah, I know,
I want you.
and I know I want to be there. I do
I want
miss
to see that boy in person.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, Gabe has a family here. He'd probably he'd swing by.
I'm sure.
He'd be back for visits.
Yeah, I bet he would. So, plus maybe he does well enough in Jersey. Maybe the Cowboys give him a call or whatever, or the Spurs give him a call, especially, and he comes to do media for the Spurs, and then boom, he's back in San Antonio, and that'd be awesome.
IGN has Dark Souls listed as the first release order.
Demon Souls came out before Dark Souls, I promise you.
Because when I looked up Demon Souls, all I saw was a 2020 release.
It came out in 2009 initially. That was the first version of the game. Yeah, I honest to goodness, Demon Souls was the first game and you can tell when you play it because it is very clearly like, not that it's bad in that sense. It's just like mechanically, it's not quite as in depth as like Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring,
Okay.
or like it's their first Souls game.
Demon Souls 2009. Here we go. Here we go. I found it.
Okay.
It's weird that if that one's a remake, that you wouldn't see
Yeah.
this one first, or even just that one listed under this.
Yeah. But yeah, Demon Souls did come out before Dark Souls 1. And I double checked me on the Bloodborne coming between 2 and 3. I think that's the case. I don't know that for sure. I think Bloodborne
I
came
just
out
saw
between
it.
2 and
Hold
3.
on.
Okay.
Let's see. Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2. Oh, this is just... Oh, actually, that's probably why. That's just...
Hang on.
That was just Dark Souls game, so that's probably why.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, I don't want them ranked. I want them in order.
Okay, Bloodborne came out in 2015, and I know Dark Souls 3. Yeah, Dark Souls 3 came out exactly 1 year later. March 24th, 2015 for Bloodborne. March 11th, 2014 for... All these games came out in March. Sekiro came out in March. Elden Ring was February. They fucked it up. Demon Souls was also February. But yeah, anywho, Dark Souls
Demon
3.
Souls. Okay.
Dark
Yeah.
Souls
Demon Souls,
3.
Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3,
Yeah.
Sekiro, Elden Ring. So I think you hit it right on the head when you first gave your order.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and screenshot this. Okay. Daddy will be playing that.
Nice. I want to play all the Souls games at some point too, but I will definitely be watching.
Yeah.
Have you ever played a Souls like before?
I don't think so. I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not. I'm not built for it, baby.
I was gonna
Tune
say,
into that
like,
first stream on Sunday to see your brother be reborn.
Demon Souls is one of the easier ones as well, so that's good news. It's not the most difficult game in the series, especially the remaster because it's not as clunky as the original. Dark Souls 1, however, is difficult because of how clunky it is. So, once you get through Demon Souls, you better be prepared for not as fun of an experience necessarily because of game jank.
Okay. But it looks like the remake's on the PS5, so that is what your boy will be able to play it on.
Awesome.
Finally, a reason since Spider-Man to fucking...
There's been 3 games on the PS5. It's Spider-Man, it's Demon Souls, and then...
Switch? I don't know where you draw generation lines.
Yeah.
The Switch won. I think that whatever generation that was.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
People want to talk about specs, but I'm like, can that system play Zelda? If the answer is no, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, the Switch is a pretty weak console, and you'd hope with the next iteration of it that it's probably going to be a lot stronger. But
it's going to be stronger than the Switch, weaker than other stuff that's coming out right now.
But,
I don't give a fuck.
If it's got to be able to run all of it, that's all that really matters.
Nintendo's the games are fun though. Dude, yeah. Nintendo washes everybody else with exclusives.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Sony, it's for me in terms of what I care about, it's like Spider-Man, nothing else.
Yeah.
But fucking
Granted,
Zelda alone makes Nintendo win. You throw in everything else.
I have a rant. I have one rant.
Okay.
In regards to consoles.
Mm-hmm.
In, I think technically 11 days, but as early as 7 days if you pre-order the deluxe edition, EA College Football 25 is coming out.
Yeah.
This game looks really good. Now, what's not really good about it, of course, I've already bitched about Tennessee's rankings and whatnot in this game. Who cares? Semantics. What's not really good, this game is not available on PC. If I want to play this game, I have to drop, $400 on a PS5 or an Xbox. It would be a PS5 in my case, so that I could also play Spider-Man. However, I'm not dropping $400 on a PS5 just to play college football and Spider-Man. I have NCAA 14 still. That's gonna be good enough for now. No, I'm not doing it yet. If I was financially able to, in a heartbeat, because I want to play Spider-Man. But can I right this moment? No, hell no. So I'm not going to.
Because then you also have Miles Morales you could play.
Yeah. Well, you can play that on the PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Miles Morales and Spider-Man PS4 are both on the PC. And eventually, Spider-Man 2 is going to be on PC in, another year from now or something. It'll be there eventually. They're going to port it.
Which is cool for them to do, but at the same time, I just look at it and I'm like, well, then why the fuck would I get PS5?
Well, because you get to play it when it comes out, not 2 years
I was gonna say, it's for one game, is that premium enough?
One other exclusive is Ghost of Tsushima. Never came out on Xbox. That's another thing. Or at least I don't think it ever did. I love Ghost of Tsushima, by the way. Fantastic game. Strongly recommend that one. But nah, I think it's ridiculous. Why is Madden out on PC but not College Football 25? That doesn't make any sense to me. But
I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah, the game not being on PC is probably its biggest blunder. It does really, really grind my gears. But, the sun shall rise tomorrow, so everything will be all right. But, you want to do some wavelength or something?
Yes.
Yeah. Since I'm hosting, I guess first. Yeah, I always forget.
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
You close your little eyes.
Yeah, I'll close my little eyes.
Okay, you can open your eyes.
All right. Okay, I'm already not prepared. I'm already not.
That's how this one
prepared for
always
this.
is.
So because I feel like we've used up a lot of the good questions. Right, you got to get real creative with this. And, it takes
Well,
time.
there's nothing wrong with
I
cycling
gotta
back.
start. I gotta start pre-gaming some questions for this part of the pod, so that I can like really ask some creative ones.
Just while you're at work building death weapons, just be like,
Yeah.
what could I ask in Wavelength?
That's literally what like most of the prep that I do for this pod, I do at work, like on break or something. Like I'll be on my lunch and I'm like, what's what I'm gonna do for today's top 3 or whatever. Like I do my shit like at work, for the most part.
I do it. I'll it'll come to me while I'm like driving around for work because I
Right.
gotta drive from like building to building.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. Let's bust out. Let's start off with the old reliable NFL wide receivers.
Okay. This is only reliable. Like, I don't know why this is so reliable. I'm always ill prepared.
Yeah, but I always manage to know what you're thinking when you give me like, if you like, I'll know if you're actually going a number higher or lower than you should be when you give me a player based on how you say the name. Like that one time you said Jalen Waddle, and I'm like, I think you're underrating Jalen Waddle actually, but yeah. If it's taking you this long, I'm assuming it's a lower number, right off rip, a medium or lower number. It can't be that high of a number if it's taking you this long.
I think all this tells you is that it's not 10.
It's not 10.
I think
It's
this is
not
all this tells
9.
you.
It's not 8. It could be 7 because I know you struggled with 7 before. Because that's when you said Jalen Waddle.
All I can think of is like,
he's an 8,
and I don't even think of this
I get
as. All I can think in my head right now is the only name I can think of is Kendrick Bourne, and I don't think that's.
He's fine. He's like a. Oh, I'm not gonna tell you what number I think he is. I'll let you figure that out.
Well. Fuck it. That's all I can think of, but that's.
I'm gonna guess. I'm thinking somewhere between 4 and 6. Somewhere between 4 and 6. I don't think he's. I sure hope you don't think Kendrick Bourne's worse than a 4. But he's definitely not better than a 6. So I don't know. I feel like. Yeah, I guess that's a tough range to do wide receivers for because what do you go? Do you go with like, decent backup wide receivers? Do you go with like bad wide receiver 3? Like, it's a tough window. But okay, Kendrick Bourne. So that's okay. Flavors of cake.
Just start naming flavors, because all I can think is like chocolate, vanilla, and red velvet.
We got. Funny enough, we got birthday cake, flavored birthday cake. We have. You can do carrot cake. You can do strawberry cake. You can do. I don't know. You could probably do some peanut butter. I don't know. You could probably do. I don't know. I'm not. I realize I'm
Googling cake flavors.
I'm much less of a cake guy than I initially thought I was, I suppose.
I'm gonna.
Don't got it like that.
Let's see. Here's different flavors from those like these boxes.
Yo, yeah. Okay, we'll go with those.
I'm gonna see if I can find a flavor here. I guess you gotta transfer it, from it being cake, just in regards to cake.
Okay.
Because it's tough. Because it's like
Yeah. No, I understand. You have to look at it contextually, like as a cake, out of other cakes. What flavor?
I'll go with like super moist dark chocolate.
Super moist dark chocolate. Okay, I have a feeling you like that it's moist. You don't like that it's super dark. You maybe prefer a little sweeter. So, I think we're still looking at in the same range. I don't know, but it's super moist though. Like everybody wants a moist cake. You know what I mean? So I'm feeling a little better right now. I think I'm eliminating 4. I think 5 and 6 is where I'm floating in right now. Yeah, that's my guess. So you maybe don't love dark chocolate, but you love that it's super moist. You you want a super moist cake. So.
All right, that's what
Yeah.
your second question.
Yeah, that's question number 2. All right. Reasons to keep going. Give me like a lukewarm reason to be alive. Like
reasons to keep
well,
going.
I guess lukewarm because I think you're at a lukewarm stage here.
Reasons to keep going. You have credit card debt. You still got to pay off.
That would make me want to kill myself. 4 is back on the table. Okay. I'm thinking.
Damn, Dirk.
What's going on, buddy?
You're scratching himself and shook the hell out of the bed.
Dirk activities.
Him farting.
How low are you on? Man, you must think Kendrick Bourne stinks. All right, I'm thinking 3. I'm thinking 3. Now I don't know. You really think Kendrick Bourne's that bad? He's not bad, man. He's a decent player.
I can't explain my answers until we're done.
All right. I guess maybe the injury stuff. I don't know. All right. Give me. I got one question left, and I honestly still don't quite know where you're at. So that's. Things that can happen to you on the road.
Getting cut off, so you have to slam on your brakes and do like the wiggle thing to not hit the car in front of you. But you don't hit anyone.
But you don't hit anyone.
But you get close.
I think it's 3. Final answer. 3.
Is that your final answer?
3.
It was 3. If I'm gonna be real, unless they're on the Cowboys, I probably am not gonna know a 3 wide receiver in the NFL. Not a number 3 wide receiver in the NFL, a 3 out of 10 wide receiver.
I don't know. I mean, I'd go with like Ben Skoranek.
Whoa.
He's a fullback playing wide receiver. I mean, it is what it is. Let's be honest about it.
I can never disrespect one of my people like that who's made it into that position in the NFL.
All right. Fine. We don't necessarily have to do like current players either. We could do like if you wanted to get real wacky with it, name a bad
Bryce
wide receiver.
Butler.
I was to say like Taywan Taylor for 3 out of 10 wide receiver.
Brother.
Taylor.
When did he play?
Titans drafted him in 2016, 2017. I think he was.
So either the year I started watching football or the next one.
Yeah.
And I gradually got more of a fan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he was a Titan. So
that helps you, yeah. I named Bryce Butler because he was a Cowboy.
We traded Taywan Taylor.
Who wasn't particularly good, but I was like, yo, he's got a connection with Dak, though. This guy needs to play more.
We traded Taywan Taylor in the, I think right after the preseason or, right before the preseason, whatever, to the Browns. I think that right before preseason started, to the Browns. And we played the Browns in week 1 that year. This was 2019. This was the year Tannehill took over. We traded Taywan Taylor in the offseason. And there was a report that came out that were Taywan Taylor was like, oh yeah, I'm going to show the Browns the Titans playbook before the season starts. And then I'm thinking bro never learned the playbook anyways based on the routes he was running. What the fuck's he going to show them? And then we waxed that ass. We beat the brakes off the Browns in week 1 after we're getting preseason AFC Championship game hype. So that was the Freddie Kitchens disaster year. And yeah, Taywan Taylor did not contribute. Neither really did OBJ that much, as much as you would have hoped he would have. So, yeah. Anywho, yeah, Taywan Taylor, 3 out of 10 wide receiver. He had a couple good games for us. I guess it. Hold on, let me think of a number.
Now
before
I
you shut
close
your
them.
eyes. I don't want you to keep your eyes closed for too long. Let me think of a number. All right, I'm there. I got it. I've shown the audience.
All right. Give me animals that could be pets.
Animals.
Like as it would be a pet.
Okay, I'm gonna think a little non-traditionally for this one, because like
So
we have stand-up examples. Like dogs and cats
right.
are like tens.
Tens.
Right.
Right. And I don't mean the animal specifically as the animal.
Right.
Like as it like
As a pet.
how it would be as a pet.
I'm gonna go with a capybara.
That's probably pretty high up there, actually. I'm thinking like 6, 7. I think it would probably. It's not huge, so
Mm-hmm.
it seems cool. Seems chill. It since it's not that big, it'd probably be easier on the wallet compared to others. It doesn't need a special habitat like different reptiles would. I'm thinking it's not a flight risk like birds.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking
Literal
6,
flight
7.
risk.
I think it crosses over that like could be a serviceable pet threshold.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking 6, 7 right now.
All right.
Give me.
That was itchy.
An NFL mascot in relation to if you could take it in a fight. 10, you're stomping it.
Could I take it in a fight?
10, you're stomping it.
Oh,
1, it's killing you.
All right. Let me look up NFL mascots. Real quick, like. Okay. Is there a picture of like all of them? Maybe somewhere. Okay, here's a picture somewhere. All right. Ooh, okay. We gotta. You know what? If I'm being honest, Jackson Daville. If I think Jackson
Jackson Daville.
I think Jackson Daville. I don't just say that out of
Jackson
hatred.
Daville.
I'm gonna go with Jackson Daville. Honorable mention here to Freddie Falcon.
Okay.
Freddie Falcon, I feel like is
let me
pretty
open this door and
equivalent
let
for
Dirk out while I ponder this.
me. All right. He doesn't know.
Let's see. This is just all right.
Yeah, Jackson Daville and Freddie Falcon. I'm kind of going with a split here, but I feel pretty.
Freddie
Maybe
Falcon?
slightly to Jackson Daville, but I feel the same way about both of them. I think, in regards to the prompt of this question here.
These guys seem. I feel like I'd probably would take. I'll go down to a 5.
Okay.
I'm sitting at a 5.
You know who I couldn't take though?
Who?
T-Rex. T-Rex. He once swallowed a cheerleader whole. I'm not touching that thing. That is a 1. I'm not touching T-Rex. But anywho, yeah, please proceed.
Let's go with. Fuck.
No, I understand.
Give me places to shit.
Places to shit.
10 is like the Bucky's bathroom.
Okay.
One is just like a hole in the ground with ants
Yeah.
swarming all around.
I'm gonna go with um, a restaurant, and you're pleasant. Like maybe let's say you're eating Mexican food. You're eating rice and beans. It
I'd be
dawns
terrified
on you.
of those bathrooms.
You gotta go, but you go in and you're pleasantly surprised at the state of the toilet before you sit down. You still wipe it anyways, just to be sure, but you're not like you're not necessarily seeing anything on there. You're just like, because I feel like I need to do this because this is a public bathroom. But generally speaking, you're in a hurry. You got to get it done. All things considered, you like what you see.
Then just give me like a solid fucking. Let's go back up to 6. There could be like a little ambience there at the Mexican restaurant.
You got the music playing. You got the maybe if they're nice, they got some designs on the bathroom walls that fit.
Maybe those chips and salsa are still kind of.
You got a couple chips in your beard, and you just
flavor is still kind of just sitting on the tongue a little bit, a little aftertaste. I'm feeling 6 feels pretty solid.
Okay.
6 is feeling pretty solid. Give me.
That was your third question, right?
Yeah, I got 2 left. Yeah. Give me like a way to listen to music. Whether it's like just normal run-of-the-mill wired ear pods in, you're in the car by yourself late at night driving type shit, or it's like you don't have headphones, you're having to use your phone speaker, but you're kind of not quite alone, so you have it quietly up to your ear like this.
Gotcha.
Just, anywhere.
I'm
any
gonna
way you can take that.
With headphones in while cleaning.
Whoa. Whoa. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Headphones in, cleaning. You're past due. You've really been slacking on it. You got to get some cleaning done. You got to put something on that's going to help you out. You're putting that shit on, whatever your cleaning music is of choice, and you're going to get to it.
Hold up. Do you think you could just mop the fucking floor?
Not without
Jackson
music.
Daville?
Not without music.
Do you think maybe you like that Mexican restaurant vibe a little more than I assumed? What was the other one?
Pet. I said capybara.
That one I could definitely see being, because I think I had that like 6, 7 to begin.
You said 6.
Let's jump back up to like 7.
Okay.
Because that one, that's a good one. That's pretty solid. You either lose yourself in the music, or that music's keeping you sane while you're cleaning. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good one. That one alone, I would have said like 8.
Yeah.
But you're a real music guy. You're probably thinking more like I said, alone in the car, driving late at night, just truly able to embrace the music there, or headphones in, laying down, just getting to absorb it would be higher for you. Mm-hmm. So let's go with that. Let's go with 7. I'm all the way back up to a 7.
All right.
So it really comes down to this final question. I got to come up with something
I will
good.
Elaborate fully on where I rank different types of music listening after we're done.
I bet you will.
Because I
bet you will.
You don't gotta ask me too much to talk about music. Yeah, but I have a pretty strong sense of like, this is what I do here. This is what I do here. This is what I do here.
You been to La Cantera?
I've been to the La Cantera Mall. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Couple times, like you gotta.
Ask me the question, and we'll see if I can answer it. Okay.
I was gonna say store at La Cantera to go to while you're there.
It's been too long. It's been years. I only went a couple times. Nah.
Disappointing.
Nah, sorry. Well, hey, when I move back in 11 months, you and I will go together, and
that's my like safe go to like first date. Like if
it's a good
depending on what we're doing, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Especially if they like to read, because the Barnes and Noble there is pretty sick.
Yeah. And especially, dog, I need me an art hub. I gotta take a girl.
I had a very disappointing experience like this past weekend.
Oh.
When I met a girl there, because I saw her and it was just one of those ones where I immediately went, and I had some bad thoughts because she didn't really know I was there. She didn't text me that she had gotten there,
Yeah.
and I just had the thought like pretty strongly, which is bad. I didn't do this,
But you didn't
but
do it. That's what's important.
of just looking and being like going ghost and unmatching and just getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah. But I'm glad you didn't do
Thought
that.
about it really
I'm
hard. I
glad
did
you didn't do
not.
that. Yeah.
I did
Would have
not.
been very stinky. I'm glad you didn't do that. It's okay that you had the thought if you really
But
weren't
my
feeling it, but I'm glad you
God,
didn't go
was
through
that
with
thought
it.
there?
I'm glad you didn't go through with it.
Yeah.
Just
But
didn't
anyways,
look like how you thought she would.
I keep doing this thing where I'll see somebody on these dating apps and I'm like, you know what? They look on the app. I'm like, you know what? They look kind of cute. They look like I don't think I have the highest standards. I'm like, you know what? I think I could be attracted to this person if I see them in person. And I'm like not 100% on it, I guess. And I'm like, let me see how they look in person. And I just got to remember, it's always worse. Even if they look hot on their profile and they still look good in real life, it is just always worse in person.
Well,
Women know how to
because
take photos.
well, yeah, that and it's also you're curating your profile specifically to make yourself look
You at your
desirable,
best.
right? So it's
Yeah.
always going to be disappointing when you, well,
Mhm.
not necessarily disappointing. Like I've met somebody in person off a dating app and they looked exactly like I thought they would. Like,
Yeah.
yep, it was cool. Um,
Yeah.
but
So anytime I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let me see. I got to remember, I should just not. I should just not. Because
yeah.
anytime I've done that and we met, it's always like, ah, fuck, I should have done
I've
this.
stopped doing like when I was still on dating apps. I did stop doing that because I used to do the same thing, and then I'm like, I don't find her pretty. Why am I doing this? I don't think I'm going to be attracted to her. Like
Yeah.
I need to not. Well, a lot of times it would be like I'd see somebody's Hinge profile. I would say I would hit the X. I'd be like, nah, I don't think so. But then they'd like me like the next day, and I'd be like, well, shit. Now I got to rethink it because there's something
Damn, dog, you
here.
out here getting likes. I think I've
And
gotten
so
like two.
now I'm looking. I'm thinking. Well, I'm not on Hinge right now. I don't want to be on dating apps. But
And
I
you
was
shouldn't.
no. I should. I need to be single for a while. Like I need a break from relationships. I am kind of just over
Because
this
all
bullshit. Like
right, let me be 1,000% with you right now.
yes,
You it just if for like you would keep getting in one, and you would be super into it at first, and I'd be in the back of my mind. I'm like, he's like pretty happy really fast. This doesn't feel good, and then like this is just the cycle of this of like you being really, and
yeah,
I'm like he's happy. I don't want to say anything,
right,
but I was a little worried for you. Pretty much each relationship you've talked to me
yeah,
about, I'm like, he's getting really happy really fast, and it was just a cycle of like that ending bad, you being really hurt,
yeah,
and then getting into one what I felt was like pretty soon
yeah.
after compared to like when it ended the last time.
Granted, when I did get into this I do think this most recent one was the most
I'll
like
be honest, I did think this one was a little differently based on,
right.
although I didn't like how it started.
No, well, granted, neither did her or I. We were not proud of, like, we were not proud of that.
So I was like, okay, it feels different in this regard because you had said you had known each other for a while beforehand. But I was
Yeah,
also like, well, it started this way, and I don't like that it started this
yeah.
way.
Which, granted, I don't like that didn't cause any issues for us internally, which was good. You know, like that never came up. Like that was never a talking point for like in regard like in context with our relationship. But we were certainly like we liked the story. Of like we've known each other for so long, and eventually we found our way
That
to
part,
each
yeah.
other. But we didn't quite like the process. That was
Hmm.
always it was always like a yeah, like this is a happy thing for us. However, this part of it in particular wasn't handled the way it should have been. And I knew that. I mean, I knew that when we were talking, and I was like, this feels a little more than just friendly. This feels flirty, and like that shouldn't be going on right now for reasons. And I never
I
made that known, and I should have. But also, I didn't want to be presumptuous because me, I'm like, surely she's not saying this because she's interested. We're just good friends because we were good friends we had been good friends for a long time at that point. So, but anywho, that was your fourth question. Wait, what did I even?
yeah, I still haven't asked my fifth.
Wait a minute. How do we even get here?
I brought up
Music,
possibly this.
music, and then I was talking more about something.
Well, no, because I brought up Block and Terra
Okay.
of like the date, and I
The
mentioned the
dates. Oh, and then we were
previous
talking
date.
about relationships. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, that's how we got there. But fifth question. That was a nice little sidebar. I liked
think
that.
so,
I
too.
liked that was a good little sidebar.
I think so.
I said something to you that I like have been kind of wanting to say, but at the same time, I never knew if it
No,
was
I
quite my
understood that,
place
and
to say.
you weren't the only person who felt that way. Like, I feel that way. I recognize that, and that's precisely why I am like.
Well,
I
not just
need
that
to.
aspect of your most previous relationship, but just kind of like the cycle I had
Yeah,
talked about.
yeah,
That's the thing I really wanted to.
yeah.
I've kind of
Really.
wanted to say to you, but wasn't sure
Well,
how to.
I've had 3 relationships in the last year. Like that's too much.
Yeah,
I needed more space between them.
and like 3 like committed, somewhat like from my perspective, like somewhat serious
For sure
relationships.
the second and the third. The first one I really wasn't really into her much, and I knew pretty early on it wasn't going to work out. And honestly, I should have broken things off much sooner. I think I just missed having somebody because of how the relationship before that ended, and but yeah. Anywho,
5th question.
yeah.
I think I was at like a 7. 5th question.
You were
Just
thinking 7, but it was trending upwards after your last question.
Yes. Definitely was. Give me like a game you would play at recess.
Ooh. Okay, I know what my 10 would be. I'm thinking of what my 9 would be because I have an example in my head, and then I want to like start working my way down until I get to like my answer.
So it's not 10 or 9.
Okay, well whatever. Anywho, I want to work my way down. You know it's not 10, but anyway, I want to work my way down until like
that I knew.
I want to
Could've
work
been
my way
9.
down. I want to work my way down
You,
until I
you
get to
really
my
like
answer.
shitting in Mexican bathrooms, dude. That's for all I do.
I want to work my way down to like getting to my answer. So like if this is this, what is this in relation to this? And I'm thinking.
Yeah. This is a real new one that I'm throwing in, so you got time.
Man, but I'm digging up memories.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
shit's flooding back.
Okay, I would have to say, I think I'm going with tag, dog. I think I'm going with tag.
I'm gonna assume
thinking
you're higher on
school,
tag than I
recess.
am.
I take it you don't fuck with tag very much.
I'll say why when we're done.
All right. If there's like a memory tied to this, that makes sense. I'm gonna go with tag.
Tag feels like a good. I'm gonna stick with 7. I'm gonna stick with 7. Tag feels like the nice solid 7. 7. Final answer.
It was 8.
Fuck.
It was 8, man. It was 8.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm being honest with you, dog. I have some very positive memories of taking a shit after eating at Mexican restaurants when the bathroom is real clean and there's ambiance in the bathroom.
Really...
Like, okay, so a 10 is like in your own home. You know what I mean? That's the best place to take a shit. Your home.
Yeah, that's the only place I shit.
A 9 would be like, I don't even know where a 9 would be. Maybe your best friend's house.
I was thinking like partners' house.
And then an 8.
I was just thinking of like your second home, whatever house you'd be at the second most frequently.
An 8, restaurant with great ambiance. A 7, work because you're pooping on company time, right? Like that's
that
what
one.
my brain goes.
I have not shit at work since I got this job.
Could never be me. I'd be shitting on the
I
pretty much.
Do not shit outside of this house. I don't even actually shit in the bathroom right here. That's next to my actual bedroom. I shit in the other bathrooms in this house.
I was gonna say at least you shit.
I don't shit in this one because I'm like I bathe in there, I shower in there, my sink's right next to it. I'm not shitting there.
Damn.
And I live here. I'm still putting toilet paper down on the seat before I shit.
Damn.
I don't want my bare ass touching something like that.
That's insane to me.
And plus, once you get used to it, you're like, this is a little more comfortable than sitting on the normal porcelain.
All right.
But tag.
Tag.
I definitely have played tag in other places, but 4th and 5th grade. I gotta get Dirk.
All right. I'm gonna.
1 second.
Yep. I'll wait. Damn, this pod's gone on longer than we probably expected. We're already at almost an hour and 15. I like these. I like these free-form pods a lot, if I'm being honest with you. Hi, Mr. Dirk.
Tag.
Tag. Yeah.
Okay. So I definitely have played this game elsewhere, but the only place I really have memories of tag
Yeah.
was 4th and 5th grade
Okay.
when I lived in Bahrain.
Oh,
Right?
okay. All right.
I was not a fast kid. I also definitely I wasn't fat, but I definitely got like fat shamed at that place.
Yeah.
And like those were my like best friends there. And I think it was just kids being kid. I don't think it was anything overly
Mm-hmm.
intentionally hurtful. Uh it definitely affected me,
Damn.
but I'm not gonna hold it against them because I look back and I think about things I'd done and I'm like, oh, that was
Yeah. Not
not
great either.
cool to do. Um, but anyways, anytime we played tag and I got tagged, game was over. The game was fucking over.
Yeah.
They
You couldn't
they
catch
started
anyone.
calling it Brayden tag.
Because you couldn't catch anybody.
They started calling it Brayden tag.
That's insane.
Couldn't get a soul.
Okay, I see now why you wouldn't maybe be as high.
Fucking
Okay.
I low key fucking hate tag.
As somebody who, was never the fastest, but was also never the slowest. If anything, I was perfect for tag because I could always get got, so it always kept the game fresh for me. But I could always get somebody too, so I was never stuck in one spot too long. If somebody,
I'll say this:
yo,
they don't want to run it back. I know they wouldn't want to run it
they
back.
would not want to run it back today, for sure.
I'm in pretty good shape right now. They would not want to run it back. I'm not really fast. I haven't gotten fast, but I just know they would not want to run it back.
Probably. So for music. All right.
Correct.
Number one for music would probably be laying in bed, headphones on.
Stroking it. You got like a slight chub.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Number 9.
Side note, I got morning wood for the first time in like generally years recently.
Interesting.
I was like really concerned about my health because I was never getting it
Yeah.
since I don't even know when, like middle school.
I don't know. I don't think consciously about how often I get it. I don't think I get it often.
I've never gotten it since like middle school until like a week ago when I woke up in the middle of the night to piss. And as I was pissing, I was like, wait a minute, I'm hard. And I was excited.
I don't get it often, but I feel like I do get it every once in a while. Or like sometimes
Like
it's delayed a little bit. Like I don't get it when I wake up, and I'll get it like an hour later, and I'm already at work, and I'm like, not now. What's wrong with you?
That would not happen to me. I haven't gotten a no reason boner and I don't even.
It's not a no reason boner. It's delayed morning wood. Like that's how it. Sometimes it does like just take a minute. What do you call it? Like I don't get no reason boners anymore. Yeah, middle school absolutely. I was getting no reason boners every day. I don't get them no more.
I haven't gotten like. I haven't really gotten like fully hard unless I'm fucking stroking my shit. I gotta stop jacking off. That's all this comes down to.
We once again circled back to I gotta stop.
All right. New part of the check-in is I gotta tell you if I've been clean if I've been clean that week. That's the goal. The goal right now is to be able to look at you next time we do the pod and tell you I didn't joink it.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that it's not even if you're joinking it. It's if you're watching porn while you're joinking.
That's yeah.
Because joinking
I don't even
itself is not harmful. It's
if you're like I don't want to, but you keep giving into it.
Yes.
Again, like
that's
where I'm at.
That's an addiction. Yes.
Because I agree. Just there's a healthy relationship you can have with it.
Yes.
I don't have that healthy relationship.
No, I understand that. I totally understand.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna challenge myself right now.
Yes.
Next pod, I'm gonna look at you and tell you, hey, I didn't this week.
You know what? Like we don't have to do this on camera, but like you and I could always like go through this shit together. Like let's look.
I'm already here.
No, I mean like let's look something up. Let's go figure something out. Like let's find methods for this.
Because anytime I think of a method, it's like, well, then I could be punishing myself for just having sexual thoughts, which I don't want to do.
Right.
So I'm like, how do I balance this?
Right.
That's my problem. Because usually bad habits, it's like you could like hit yourself, have a rubber band, and I'm like, no. I still want to get horny.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know where the balance is. Because that's where it's tough with this bad habit, because it's like there's a specific part of it I want to get rid of, but I can't. It'd be unhealthy to get rid of everything, all of it.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know, because it's not like biting your nails and trying to end that habit. You're like, oh, I want that whole thing gone. I want a very specific part of this gone.
Yeah. No, I hear
And
you.
I don't want to get to a point where I can never jack off.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I think there's a healthy relationship you could have to it. I just don't know how to get from being unhealthy with it to getting healthy with it. Because usually bad habits, unhealthiness, it's like the positive outcome, best outcome is getting completely rid of it. Like with different drug addictions or just like I said, minor stuff like biting nails. It's like, oh, get rid of all of it. I want to fuck. I want to be horny.
No, I get that. I get that.
So
for the music, right? So 10 would be
right, just because I made the slightest joke about listening to music hard.
On the bed, headphones in, listening with intent, right? 9, in the car, late at night, driving, like just going to clear your brain, putting on some nice music, whatever you want. 8, like I said, you got some cleaning to do. What is going to help you through it? What are you going to dance? Now, what's going to make the cleaning take 2 hours longer, but also verify that the cleaning is going to get done? That's what I'm listening to. For me, personally, my cleaning album, go-to cleaning album, is OK Human by Weezer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like the Wreck-It Ralph soundtrack.
No. This is, it's a very orchestral album. It's one of the most ambitious things Weezer's ever done because it's very different from their regular sound. And it's very pretty, it's very sweet, it's very, like, I don't know, it's nice to clean to. Like, most of the music I listen to during cleaning, I listen to music that is, like, a little more serene, a little more calm, like, a little less abrasive than some of the other shit I got going on. Like, you know, I could listen to In Rainbows while I clean, too. I would be crying while cleaning, but I could listen to In Rainbows as well. But OK Human is usually where... Sometimes Paramore as well. Paramore in general, like, I put Paramore on to clean quite often. Love cleaning to some Paramore, but yeah, that's probably where I'm at.
See, I when anytime I'm cleaning, I keep, and this is kind of when I do anything, I always cycle between listening to music and like listening to a YouTube video.
Yeah, I'll do that too. Like,
and I don't even, and like I won't,
too.
I'll like cycle through mid video, like I'll listen to a couple minutes of the video, switch to music, switch back to the video.
For me, I've what do you call it? I've been listening to YouTube a lot at work lately, but the problem with that is that it's not always as engaging as music, and so like I can only watch a certain kind of video, otherwise I'm gonna want to pass out. Like
how engaging do you need it to be?
Like
hypothetically, would a dude talking about Spider-Man games be good?
Yeah, your video was good. I didn't fall asleep to your video at work. We're good.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole video.
While I was at dude.
Work. Yeah, the
entire. Trying to get some head, dude.
Yes, please.
You try.
No, I'm dead serious. I told you, I put the video on while I was at work. I listen to like long ass, like I watch long form videos when I'm at work because I don't want to have to constantly be on my phone changing the video. I will watch like 30, 45, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. I will like almost exclusively watch long form content, like video essays, whatever, while I'm at work because I don't want to have to keep changing what I'm listening to. So, yeah, I watch the whole thing.
Dude, hey bro, I think you're gonna like that Transformers video whenever it comes out.
I'm gonna put that shit on too, absolutely. But yeah, like I can't be like I was, getting into Elden Ring. So I was watching somebody today. He was breaking down, like he was getting a little too into the nitty gritty with like builds and stuff, and he was talking about the numbers and shit. And I'm like, I'm about to pass the fuck out. I can't like I can watch this if I'm actively like working on my build and I need to crunch numbers. I can't do this while I'm working at work and I need background noise. This is gonna put me to sleep. Respectfully, bro, I can't watch this right now.
You're yapping too much.
Well, and that was the whole point of the video. Like, the whole point of the video was, like, educational, like, here's what this number is, like, this is what this does. And I'm like, yeah, this just isn't gonna work for me right now. I can't do this. So, but yeah, that's where that was at for me. But, so, like, music, though, music is always good. Like, I never have issues listening to music at work. And then I can watch, something a little more fun. Somebody who's making a video with the purpose of entertainment, like that's, like, not something I necessarily have to look at, but, like, I don't watch video game Let's Plays at work, because I can't look at it. So, but...
Because I that's what I like about Game Grumps. That's one of the reasons they're my favorite, because I can put them on in the background. I don't feel like I have to be looking at whatever the game is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sometimes, I mean, that could just depend on if you. Although for them, I could do it with anything, but it helps if I'm just familiar with the game to some degree.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah.
But yeah,
Should we just talk about what we been on?
do you want to do top 3 first?
There is top 3. I thought I was forgetting a segment.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I was about to ask if you wanted to do top 3. So I mean,
our most iconic one.
This video has actually gone on quite a bit longer than I initially thought it would. But
I thought either this would be super quick or like one of our longer ones.
That's the beauty of like the just thug this shit out type video is like you and I can get going and just talking about whatever
and we'll sidebar on some stuff.
We're gonna sidebar. We're gonna talk about whatever the hell. So that's how this goes. That conversation just kind of runs. And yeah, here we are, an hour and 25 minutes in. So top 3 of the week, sir. What is it?
Top 3 of the week. Things we're looking forward to the second half of this year.
We are in July. July starts with a 7. There are 12 months in the year. We've gone through 6 of them. That sounds like half to me. So,
yep.
We're slightly more than halfway through at this point. So, it's definitely breezed through. It's been a good year, ultimately. It's had its ups and downs, but I think ultimately I'm looking back on this positively and trying to, for the most part. Something that you're looking forward to. Your first one here. You're the guest. You kick us off. These are not in order, by the way. These are just 3 things in general.
We're starting off the top 3 with what I'm going to call a 3-in-1.
Okay.
Because I'm just going to go with the month of October. I turned 22. Birthday. Just typical, like, oh, cool. And the other thing, me and another really good friend of mine who does my tattoos, we're talking about it. I'm going to talk to him when I get paid, just so we can really talk about this, have this final decision of, because we went to Houston to watch Matt McCusker, had a great time. We were talking about getting tickets and going to Philadelphia to watch Shane Gillis.
Oh, hell yeah. I love
Shane
Gillis.
That is I think a pretty good possibility of happening, which would be dope.
Yeah.
And then this is the big thing. This is the big thing for that month. This is what I've been most excited for because I just saw them. Love the little guy. It'll be my nephew's first birthday that month.
Fuck yeah.
So that would be sick. We'd be going down to South Carolina for a weekend. His birthday's on a Monday, but I think was talking to his mama. I think they're going to celebrate it on either that Saturday or Sunday. At least in terms of like the party for people to come to. But yeah, just that month of October, those 3 things. That's what I'm going with.
That's huge.
Your number 3, sir.
I'm going to kick off with an obvious one. You know what we got in the second half of the year?
NFL season starting back?
Football season, just period. I'm going to be honest. Look, as excited as I am for this new era of Titans football, I don't know what it's going to be. I am almost 1,000% positive the Vols are going to be really fucking good this year. So, like, even if the Titans don't end up being great, I think I'm going to have a lot of fun watching Tennessee this year. I'd be pretty surprised if they didn't end up really. Tennessee does have the 12th highest playoff odds, and there are 12 teams going to be in the playoffs. So Tennessee, technically, by the odds, if the season ended today, hadn't even started yet, if the season ended today, Tennessee would be the 12th seed right now. So Vegas likes us. They have every reason to. I certainly like us. I'm excited. Our schedule's not too bad either. We got to play some loser school up in College Station. I'm not really worried about them. We beat them in baseball. We'll beat them in football too. It's cool. It's calm. We get Bama at home again, and which means we get Georgia on the road again. Not looking forward to that. Even I am not predicting us to win that game. But other than Georgia on the road, none of these to me feel like I'm gonna chalk it up as a loss or like even close to that. Like, I think we could beat anybody. I think we could beat Georgia. I'm not saying we're going to, but it wouldn't shock me. I think we have the capacity to. I don't know. We still got some time. It's not until August 30th, I believe, is our first game of the season. So we shall see. But I can't wait. Football season. It's time. Let's go.
Can't wait to watch the Bengals.
Yep. Yep. Can't wait to watch the not Cowboys.
Wow.
Number 2, sir.
All right. I'm going to call my shot.
Call your shot.
It's pretty likely. This is pretty likely to happen. I can't wait. I'm very excited for when I do hit 1,000 subscribers.
You're gonna hit 2,000. You're selling yourself short.
I'm at 860 right now.
It's gonna happen though. Yeah, you're gonna hit 1,000.
I'll be very excited when it happens.
I'll be excited for you.
I don't, and it could happen pretty soon because this is how I'm gonna do. These are gonna be the next couple of the next main videos, because those are just the Saturday videos. Gen 6 is coming out this week. Me reacting to Watch Mojo's like ranking for Power Ranger colors, like top 10 or top 20 list. I've been performing pretty well. So I think I'm gonna go Gen 6 this week, reacting to them rank Pink Rangers next week, Gen 7 the following week. Because I can probably finish all 3 of those videos either by this week or early next week, and then I can have time to really sit down and finish writing up Too Soon, Freaks and Geeks. Talking about that show that was canceled after 1 season. And then get like because it's I think the Spider-Man video is probably the last video I put out where I was like really proud of. That'll probably be the next one that I'm like really proud of. But yeah, I think so. I could hit 1,000 before that Freaks and Geeks one, just because of how Pokemon boosts the channel. That'd be two of them beforehand. I've probably gained like 100 subs for each one I've done, mostly off the shorts. But anyways, so maybe by end of the month, maybe by sometime in August, hit 1,000 subs. That's the goal.
So. That'd be huge.
That's the goal.
That'll be huge.
We'll see.
I am excited for Christmas with the fam. Yearly tradition. My mom's gonna make some punch. My brother and his fiance are coming to town. I can't wait. I'm gonna get drunk. I'm gonna open presents. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And like nothing could ever ruin that for me. Right? That's a guaranteed hit every single year. Has never failed me once, and it won't start this year. So, let's go. Christmas time. Look forward to it every year. Best holiday.
Well, you took my final one.
Oh, well.
Because Christmas is also very much my favorite holiday.
Yep.
I watched 25 Christmas movies in the month of December. 1st through 25th, Christmas movie a day. Love that. It'll be, another Christmas with the family is always fun. Making Christmas cookies, getting gifts, giving gifts. A lot of fun. And then I might do what I did last year. Mm-hmm. Just redo that series where I, talked about each Christmas movie that I watched that day. I might do that again. It's going to be a lot of the same ones, though. Yeah. But I might do that one again. But yeah. That's pretty much it for my number one. I love Christmas.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Celebrate the birth of Jesus. Your boy loves doing that. But yeah, your next one, sir. Your final one.
This one is another one where it's more of a prediction, but I'm very hopeful. A promotion.
Okay.
Promotion. Should hopefully be coming this year. So let me get that promotion. Please and thank you. Thank you kindly. And yeah, that's it for me. Let me get
Call your shot, King.
I'm gonna stand on business. Promote me. Do it now. Today.
All right. Then that means now is what we've been on.
Well, damn right. What you been on, sir?
I talked about wanting to hop on this, and I now have. I watched the first season and then the first episode of season 2 of My Adventures with Superman.
Oh,
Superman
fuck
cartoon.
Yeah, I've been watching that shit too.
It's really good.
Yes.
I really like it. Just seeing Superman be done right after not being done right for so long,
Jack
or
Quaid
people
is
own.
so good as
He's
Superman.
he's been
He's
great
fantastic.
as the voice of Superman. I love his Superman voice.
But yeah, he is written exactly the way Superman should be written in
Yes,
this
I'm
show.
watching that and I'm like, oh my god, if the fucking live action movie is half of this, I'll be fucking
Stop making
ecstatic.
him Jesus. Just make him a regular fucking guy. He is a normal dude with superpowers, but he is like the sweetest motherfucker.
Yeah,
Like
you need the
I'm
down to earth
I'm so
farm boy.
tired of seeing like him being like a larger than life. Like no, that's the whole reason. Like that's the whole juxtaposition with Superman is that he has near godlike powers, but
And
in
is
terms
an
of who
alien
he is
and is
at his
the most
core,
human.
he's more human than anybody.
Yes. I was thinking about this and I was wording it because people like talk about how boring Superman is, that he's just like, oh, he's just this happy
You
guy, or
don't
like how
understand
he's this hobbit
Superman
guy.
if you think he's
I
boring.
was thinking about this, and because I think at first, like, because when superheroes were first coming out, he was probably like the first one flying around and all that. I was just thinking like, this man can fly up into the sky, take a holistic view of Earth and the people on it. He gets to see all of the bad, everything
He
that's
hears
terrible,
it. He hears it
and
too.
he can hear it, see it, experience it. But he also gets to look back and see all of the good that goes on, that people interacting with each other, the love that they share with each other. And he looks at that, he sees that, he wants to grow that, and he chooses to use his powers for good to help nurture that. He is like, if you think Superman is boring, you're an op.
You're boring. You're boring.
You're
Those are the same
you're like,
motherfuckers that tell you Batman could beat anybody with like reasonable amounts of prep time. Like the Batman's
well,
not beating fucking Goku. Like I'm sorry, it's not happening. I hate to be that guy, but can he beat Goku?
with enough
though?
prep time, he probably can.
No. No. Like Batman's not beating fucking.
Anyway, we're talking about
Thor.
Superman.
Okay, whatever.
We're talking about Superman. Just, and it's also the story of like how you grow up matters. If he lands to some other couple, or just or just gets found by the government first, or anything like that, if he doesn't land with like the nicest old couple to raise him, how does he turn out?
Not great, probably.
And it's just,
It is a great conversation of nature versus nurture because
Mhm.
especially the Kryptonians being like conquerors, them
Especially
having an empire in this show in particular.
in this one,
like, it
yeah.
is really,
I started to
there's
wonder. I was like, I think he still is, because there was something that happened earlier. But I was like, is he powered by the sun in this? If they were out conquering other planets like that, like,
well, they were technologically advanced. Like they can send
yeah,
him to fucking Earth from wherever, like however far
yeah,
Krypton is. Like yeah, they're just super technologically advanced. I think is what it was. Not that they were.
yeah.
And any galaxy they were
And something
conquering that had a
happens
yellow
earlier
sun.
where they had like a red sun shield when they were at Cadmus,
Yeah,
and he talked about feeling weaker.
Yeah.
So it's
And
like,
then,
okay, he is powered by
when
the
he
normally,
gets
but
when he gets captured at the end of season 1 as well, they use the red sun shield from Cadmus.
yeah,
So, yeah, it is, and like you see him kind of like bathe in the sunlight at some point, I think, or something.
yeah.
Like
Whenever because he's like underground once he gets out.
yeah, because that is an
Yeah,
integral part of his character as well. It's him having a yellow sun that gives him powers.
I love how they've done Lois and Jimmy in this.
They're both fantastic.
I mean, the fact Lois, I feel like has been done pretty good, like recently, especially because I haven't seen it, but I've heard really good things about the Lois and Clark show.
Yeah.
But how important she is for Superman's pretty obvious. But then Jimmy as well, because Lois has this love interest thing, but Jimmy is just like the normal, everyday person that like
Yeah.
helps ground Superman to the humans that he's with. So I'm also glad we're going to be getting him in the movie for that same exact reason. Like it's not purely a love thing that's drawing Superman to stay connected with humans like Lois. It's like no. I mean, that's a part of it. That's going to be a part of it. It should be a part of it because that's a strong motivating factor.
Yeah.
But also just having that fellowship with humans like that you get to see through Jimmy. I think it's pretty good to see.
What I like about Lois as well is that too often Lois adaptations only exist to serve Superman's development, and she's oftentimes not really her own character. She is very much so her own person in this show. It is
I
great.
think it's the perfect balance of like, because sometimes they also get kind of annoying if they try to make. Like I did agree with some of the criticisms of at least Mary Jane in the first Spider-Man game
Yeah.
of just like I don't know, like doing too much, like putting herself into like I get that she's this reporter, but like it's in some situations or how she interacts with Spider-Man, it's like I don't know how to word it, but it's just like the the machismo of them maybe goes too overboard.
Yeah.
Like you can be strong and confident, but it's like it almost gets to a point of arrogant
Yeah.
of where it's like, okay, you're still a human. I still want to see you operate as a human with that intelligence of your mortality and your lack of superpowers
Right.
and finding other ways
Because
to
she
be
feels like a
impactful.
video game character with plot armor, to an
Yeah.
extent. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but with Lois, it's like that. I mean, they just hit it perfectly. Of just like she's this investigative reporter. She's very smart. She's able to help in
driven,
that way.
She wants to get shit done, but she's also not getting herself killed every episode.
She's not afraid to check Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't like I'm gonna break Superman out of this high tech guarded prison.
Yeah.
It's like that probably would have been too much.
Yeah, I thought the one time it didn't really work for me was when she found out officially and she got really upset, and it's like
I had that thought.
I was like, this feels a little bit contrived because like yeah, I get it. They want to have conflict. I understand. But
I think it might have been why early on when they established like Clark's like how bad Clark felt when she lied to him when they first met.
Yeah.
And how they talked through that, and then it's like, okay, and then you were also lying, but you were lying to me. Even though it's different lies because
Yeah.
he, you know, the identity of Superman being
from that angle, I like that a little better now.
so I gave it a little bit more grace because of that, because that's what I thought first when I saw it. I was like, you know, this works a little better because
I think that's
being
fair.
open and honest with them was something they had discussed, like wanting to be with each other
Right.
earlier on. So I was like, okay, at least there was this discussion very like on camera and very explicit. I can still see it being a bit of an issue, but I was able to be like, oh, you know, I won't care too much that she's upset, and it didn't like drag.
Yeah.
So.
I hear you.
But yeah, and then switching shows, because you've talked about this show on here and telling me to check it out, and I watched the first episode like a bit back, but I finally sat down and like watched several more. I've been watching through Smiling Friends.
Oh fuck yeah!
Because once you finally, because I
yeah.
guess I just had to get adjusted to the art style because
Yeah.
there are times where I'm like, I feel uncomfortable about what I'm looking at,
Well,
which I know
that's the
sometimes is
idea.
intentional.
Yeah.
But there was also just times where I was just sitting there watching that, and I was like, this is how my brain works. Like the extreme they took it to is like where my brain goes.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like when that demon from the woods was chasing, I get their, I don't even really have their names down, but chasing the purple guy, Pym back into the place, and they were like, are you doing blackface, dude?
That was the funniest fucking
And they beat him, and then they
ever.
started eating him. And when they started eating him, I was like, dude, that is totally where my brain would just take it to an 11 and do that. Like, that's where my brain would go.
Because, like, the whole episode is, like, it's horror-themed. He's running away from this eldritch demon, and then they go into the party, and then it calls back to what Charlie said at the beginning of the episode. He's like, I don't do face paint, dude. Face paint's, like, the worst thing you could do because you never know what's not going to be okay. And then, sure enough, they're like, is that fucking blackface, bro? After the whole episode has been basically, like, horror-esque the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fucking hilarious. The line delivery on top of, like, the setup, that was so golden. And really, that, like, the show, like, I don't want to do
the whole fantasy episode I just saw.
Yeah, incredible.
It was so funny. And then also just the audios that I hear, and I'm like, oh, I kept hearing that on TikTok for a while.
My concern is that there's going to be, like, a Rick and Mortification of the fan base, because this is definitely, like, meta humor. This is very much so, like, it's the type of thing that would attract that kind of, like, air of superiority around the people that watch the show. It's like, I don't watch dumb comedies like Family Guy. I watch mature comedies. I watch Rick and Morty and Smile.
Well, Family Guy is fair to make fun of.
Like, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like the people who turn their nose up at fucking people who watch King of the Hill or whatever. Like, which by the way,
who the fuck is turning their nose up at King of the Hill?
Don't you make fun of King of the Hill. I will fucking kill you. That's not a threat, you two.
They're not watching.
They're not. They don't care. They don't care about us. Not yet, but they will someday. Nah.
when we do the pod in person and grow exponentially.
Hell yeah. We could do so much more cool shit with in-person pod. We can film at like fun locations. We can
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we could figure something out with that. Like just get like a camera.
Do a couple. I always like the idea of like in the car pods.
Yeah, I'm so down. Like maybe we go get food, and then now we're doing it in the car pod. We're just eating lunch. Maybe we got Cane's or something. Whataburger. I haven't had Whataburger in years.
That's pod 1.
That's pod 1. First in-person pod we do when I'm in Texas. We're getting Whataburger.
You got to have some self-control. It has to be your first time having Whataburger when you come back.
It's got to be. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Okay, that's fair. Fuck, we're talking about Smiling Friends. Another thing I really like is Smormu losing the popular vote but winning by electoral college in terms of like winning the vote to be the next Smiling Friend.
I don't know if I got there.
It's the shrimp episode.
The shrimp episode?
Yeah, maybe that's after the fantasy episode. Shit, look, I just spoiled something. I'm so sorry. It's like the shrimp. He's playing Mouse Quest and he's like, I want my shrimpina back.
Oh no, I did see that.
Oh,
I guess I missed.
Smormu, the new Smiling Friend.
I don't remember them adding a Smiling Friend.
It just came in at the end of the episode. It was a little cameo. But yeah, at the beginning of the episode, they asked like, text this number if you want Smormu, and he lost the popular vote, but he won by electoral college. So that's why he.
Oh, maybe I did see that part then.
I thought it was pretty funny, but what do you
because
call
I just watched. Let's see, because I've seen 6 episodes.
Okay, episode 8 is technically the season 1 finale. The episode 9, the Brazil episode, is like a little one-off they did to hold you over between season 1 and 2. That's one of my favorites in the whole show because it is just a simple misunderstanding and they're just having just regular adult conversation about it, and they move on. Like, and there's some funny, like, it's funny, and even there's some like comedic shit that happens to them in the episode, but generally it's just like, oh shit, I fucked up, and then it's like, nah, you're good, man, and then it's like, well, what do you guys want to do now? And then it's just so, like, the whole episode is just regular conversation. It's really good. Big fan.
Yeah. Anyways, I think those are pretty much the 2 main things I've been on.
Gotcha.
I will be the Wii Vault is going to be Ben 10 Alien Force.
Nice.
The video game, which I have done a video on before. I did a video on the 2 Wii Ben 10 Alien Force games.
Yeah.
But that was so long ago, and I said pretty quickly into making like Wii Vault. I was like, I'm going to come back and remake these at some point. So I'm going to do that with the first Ben 10 Wii game.
I, of course, been on that Elden Ring. I played Rainbow Six Siege for the first time in a while, and I played Drunk Siege. I was pretty drunk. I was off the Jameson was talking. It wasn't me. And what else happened? I've been playing The Witcher a little bit because the Steam's got like this super deep summer sale where like you got shit that's like 90% off, 80% off, whatever. So The Witcher 3 and all of its DLC is like $8. So I bought The Witcher 3 and all its DLCs, and I played a little bit. I haven't played a ton, but it's fun so far. I'm liking it. I'm liking Elden Ring more, so that's good. Where my attention's gonna go right now, because that is just where I'm at. But excuse me.
Yeah, it's getting late.
It is. Yeah, it's almost midnight. I mean, I'm probably about good if you are. I don't know what else I've been on.
Yeah, I guess the one thing I would add is we streaming Pokemon this Thursday. We starting this Thursday.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Just know I'm available.
All right. I'm
presumably
available. So.
Okay.
Yeah. We shall see. But that's gonna do it for us today, y'all. But hope everybody watching has a great rest of their day, and hope you get some good sleep tonight. And take care. See you later.